Hello, hello.
Hello, everybody. Good morning.
You're gonna be seeing me a lot.
We're going to be
That's
seeing him a
right.
lot. Yeah. So, as we are continuing, this is our another segment of Bonding over Bacon. This is a beach series, though, so we kind of spun it. It's now Bonding over the beach. So, yeah, we're actually at the beach now. It's January, and last that we had spoke, it was preparing for Christmas.
Yes.
And a lot has happened since then.
We went into warp speed and we kicked off the new year in a really new, big, and exciting way. A way that we've been planning for a long time, but hadn't seen it come to reality. So we're here talking this morning about processing that, reflecting, and just catching up with all the moves that we've made between the last time you saw us and today.
Yeah. So we were just talking about how we're processing everything that we've been able to do in such a short amount of time, but want to just rewind back for a little bit to take you to what it is that we did over Christmas. I mean, that was a successful weekend.
Yes.
We got to see the family that we wanted to see, and weren't as stressed as we have been in the past.
Absolutely.
It was nice to have a calm morning. One tip that I'd give to parents is make sure that your child opens up other gifts before they realize that they have new apps on their iPad. Because
once Santa brought Johnny some new apps,
it was game over.
Yeah.
No pun intended. I mean, it was all he wanted to do was play some of his new games and try his new apps on his iPad, where he totally neglected a bunch of the other presents.
He got
under
into
the
them
tree.
later once we kind of took a break off the iPad. But yeah, that was so time consuming. It was like almost noon and there were still a tree's worth of Santa gifts. Right. Yeah.
So that was one tip
He's
I think I would give
yes.
to parents is don't give them the app until all the other gifts have been opened up.
Right.
But no, it was a great time. We got to catch up with some family.
The dessert party worked out well.
The dessert
to see
party
everybody.
worked out well. Yep. And it was a very easy cleanup. We literally, for the first time ever in our history of being together, we took down the tree the very next day.
Well, why though? There's a very big reason why. Because normally we leave it up at least till after New Year's, obviously.
Yeah, mid-January. Because we were gearing up to take our long trip out of New York. So we wanted to clean up and have the house spring ready in the middle of winter.
And so we had cleaned the whole house top to bottom.
We had to clean up the house. Yeah.
Un-Christmased. Put everything away. Took as many Christmas gifts of ours and Johnny's as possible to take with us.
Yeah.
But and so this was the moment of marking a really big decision we were making.
Yeah.
And then kind of turn the corner to make. And what was that? Something we started talking about a year prior, maybe?
So for a long time now, obviously since we took Johnny out of school and decided to homeschool him, we've thought about, we're not stuck to a school schedule. We both work remotely. What's really keeping us home.
We have our own business, so we're in control of our time.
And so we decided to take our work and our son on the road and experience winter in Florida. So that is actually where we are. It started out as an open dialogue, a thought, a possibility, and once the dream of an RV came to fruition, thank you, Johnny.
Yes.
For dreaming that. We thought, why don't we do something totally radical?
Yeah.
Something that all three of us will be able to learn and grow from.
Yeah.
And turn it into a reality. And it took a lot of conversations. It took some courage.
Lots of courage.
Lots of planning.
Lots of planning.
Lots of financial planning. And we thought this would be the best time for us to do that, where our son can enjoy a unique experience, especially during a unique time in history as it relates to the youth in the thick of this pandemic. We felt that it would be imperative for us to do something to support him in a way that I don't believe other children are being supported. So this was a right time for us to take action for him and for us.
Right. We wanted to experience more of that living life on our terms, and we had already started over a year ago, like you had mentioned, pulling him out of school, officially launching our business and monetizing and being more in control of our time, but still being home like 24 hours a day with, you know, some socializing and some stuff. We realized that, you know, and I'm sure a lot of you might have also experienced this, the community you thought you were close to, or the people that you might have thought you were close to, some of those relationships have changed, and not all of them for the best in this pandemic. The fear and the divide, unfortunately, is a real thing. And it's something we don't subscribe to, and we've always treated people that we know and love the same way, but it hasn't always been returned in the same way, just to be quite honest. So, you know, we're also on a journey of finding our tribe, and we do have a lot of people in our tribe. We need to get closer in proximity to them. But you know, people that have the same ideals as us, people that want to raise their children the same way as us, you know, outside of the system of fear and control, feeling like you can learn through life experiences and through people who are older and wiser than you, and those are some of our biggest reasons for, you know, moving our family into this type of lifestyle, and to also go and find out what life is like outside of the walls of our home, because we had been home for so long. And yes, we traveled like once or twice over the pandemic, but certainly not enough, not as much as we used to. And with the impending frigid cold winter in New York State, we decided we're going to go someplace a little warmer. I mean, it's a little chilly today, but it's far warmer here than it is back at home. But it was just a big part of this discovery of ourselves, of our true beliefs, our core line of what we want for ourselves, and discovering that for our family as a family, and putting that into action, I guess, was the biggest thing for us, because we've been thinking about it for a long time.
Actually taking that courage and leap of faith in ourselves to do something vastly different than we've ever done before. You know, we've kept telling ourselves, like, we live unique lives. We're not in the system of being in an office or being forced into an office or putting our child into school, but we weren't really enriching our lives anymore, you know, than anyone else. So we thought, well, let's use this time to do it. And what we've been doing
an RV
is
and get on the
buy
road.
an RV and go. So we've just spent the last few days just processing everything that we've done, accomplished, experienced, and also trying to grapple with, well, what's next? All at the same
Making
time.
the dream bigger, which is exciting.
Bigger.
Because once you like accomplish a big thing, it's important to slow down and to process it, to really become that, to really embody it, so you don't have too much like mental disconnect from the accomplishment, but also like what resonates now. You know, and where do we want to go? So we're still in the midst of that. There's not a lot that has been answered. There's been a lot that's been processed, but we're still looking at what's ahead for us. Right now, we're trying to enjoy our time, enjoy the moment. We just celebrated our 8th anniversary. Wedding anniversary. And this summer will be how many years? 19 years together. So yeah, it's been a long time.
She hasn't killed me yet.
No. I think in part of the processing of this, we've grown a lot closer, actually.
I couldn't agree more. There's unique challenges that forces us to work together. So, you know, very different from before. You know, there's a common routine that we kind of got used to at home, and we are now experiencing, you know, something new, which is forcing us to think together, overcome obstacles, come up with solutions together, which is definitely improving our relationship, making us stronger.
We're always, I feel like historically we've always been a great team, and we've always accomplished a lot together through a lot of things, and this is new and different, which is interesting. For 19 years spent, almost 19 years spent together, there's still new things to discover together. You know, you think we've been through it all, and quite frankly, we have. But there's still more, and to me that excites me, because it's a cool way to grow personally, but also together as a couple.
Exactly.
And as a family. I mean, Johnny is part of that now. He gets to grow personally and together as a family in ways I never did when I was young.
So true.
I mean, I had a fantastic childhood, but it was different, but times are different.
Times are different.
And this is a big decision we've made to make sure that we can live open and free and happy to the best of our ability, what resonates with us as a family and with Johnny. I asked him, the other day, how's he doing? And, does he miss home? And he's like, no, where are we going next? I was like, okay. I don't really feel like we have much homesickness right now, which means we must be really enjoying this experience.
Yeah, and I think there is power in having the RV as our mobile home. We're not necessarily, we're not, going from hotel to hotel or being in a place that is unknown. It's like that RV is our home base.
Yes.
It is our comfort zone. So it does allow us to actually be okay in a new environment, right?
Yes, there's no packing, unpacking. I mean, our RV is brand new and it's really beautiful.
Yeah.
We'll be doing some
Next segment.
bonding over breakfast in the RV. But there's consistency to the fact that we're traveling.
Yeah.
And it's easy. We just kind of hook it up to water and electric and do our thing, Like you said, there's no stress of packing and unpacking and moving, and we can travel for as many hours as we want or as little as we want.
Yeah. So I think processing what we've achieved so far, and processing this pivot in our life has allowed us to think bigger and differently about that wasn't as hard as we may have initially thought it would have been.
Yeah.
Even just packing up and going and driving, it was actually a fun journey. Little obstacles, little challenges, but nothing that would have scared me from actually continuously to pursue this mission.
Yeah.
So just reflecting on that, I want to just say, the dreams that we have achieved short term is inviting us to then dream bigger and dream differently moving forward beyond this particular mission. And I think just one thing I wanted to ask to everyone else is, what are those dreams that you have or that you're in the midst of achieving in 2021 that you're hoping and preparing for it to come through fruition in 2022?
And how do you make that happen? What are the small steps that you take every day and every week to make that become a reality, especially the bigger the dream, the more the plan needs to happen. And it feels like you're so far away from it until suddenly it's right there. And then to just enjoy that moment. I shed a couple tears when we walked out of the house, like, oh my gosh, this is happening. And, we've sat by the beach and we've stayed up late at night, like laughing like wow, I can't believe we've done all this, and sometimes those ups and downs just need a moment to laugh your butt off at night.
Yeah, right.
To just say like, hey, we processed this, we put it in the past and we're moving forward. So it's life is a journey, literally and figuratively, and we are on a journey to dream bigger, and we hope that you, one, follow along with our journey, and two, tell us what journey you're on. How can we continue to add value and be a resource for you while you desire to live life on your terms? And what are those terms? And how do we take those steps to achieve it, both physically, literally, and also mentally? Because the mindset is everything into achieving what you want to achieve.
Well, hope y'all enjoyed. We're going to have some other bonding over the beach segments while we're still down south.
Yes.
We are actually in Ormond Beach right now.
That's right.
So we plan on being down in Florida for the next 6 weeks.
Yes. So stay tuned, follow along, and let us know what your big dreams are. Have a good day.